Welcome back to BS Reviews. We've been out for a little while. That's my fault. I was a little late on our homework, but we are back, and we both have details to talk about with our homework that we're given. So would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first, since you just watched it. I've been waiting almost
Literally.
I've been waiting 5 days since I watched mine. I couldn't find it online, so I downloaded it. I paid the money to own it, and I actually have it in my I own that movie now because it's something Mom referred me to and everything. Yeah. So I watched it and I was good to go, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to go into it fresh-minded and be able to talk about my movie. And then you have to act like the world's ending, like you're always doing something and busy and occupied.
Well, it was kind of busy. It was kind of like, well, it's going to be on free, like it's going to be on TV for free on Saturday. So if I just wait a few more days, then I can watch it for free instead of paying $4 for.
That's our dedication to this channel, everyone. I paid $8 to own a movie that was from the 70s, and she actually just waited for a free version of it on the weekend. So
yeah.
She also ate
I'm
the
the
shiny
smart one. I'm the smart one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my homework was the 2013 Tom Cruise movie Oblivion. Mm-hmm. And while I was watching it, some of it seemed very familiar. I actually think I might have seen clips of it or parts of it on TV over the last few years. So some of it, either I'm really good at guessing movies or I've seen parts of it before, because I was like, this doesn't seem surprising to me. Like, why doesn't this seem surprising? As you know, and as most people that know watch this channel, I am not a Tom Cruise fan. I feel like he is the same in every movie. I feel like I can see him making acting choices, like the way he moves. Like he's like, oh, I gotta look surprised here, and he like you can see him. I just don't think he's that great of an actor. Sorry, he's not.
All right.
So I was kind of like, oh, I gotta watch Tom Cruise. Thanks, but I really liked the premise of the movie. I was excited for the trailer. Like, if it was any other actor, I wouldn't have any problems at all. But I don't like him. If you haven't seen Oblivion, the whole premise is apparently these aliens came, there was a big war, and the planet isn't safe. Tom Cruise's character, Jack, and his partner, Victoria or whatever, are basically fixing drones until they're able to go and live on Titan, which is one of the moons of Saturn, where apparently everybody is now. So they're just like the mop-up crew is what he calls it. Yeah. Obviously, from the beginning, I knew this wasn't true. Like, I knew going in, like, this is, like, not accurate. What I love most about this were, even though I think some of the twists I saw coming, the fact that there were like the aliens that they think, the scavengers or whatever they call them on the planet, they're just humans dressed up, so that the robots, the droids or whatever
that they're fixing
they're fixing won't kill all the humans. So that was pretty smart on their part. I really enjoyed the fact that it was actually very pretty, the whole movie. Like, I thought that, like, the special,
even though it was post-apocalypse kind of atmosphere.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it pretty in the sense of it looked real, and I liked the fact that you would see all these cities like sunken in like the sand, and there's like all the water, because the aliens basically have these machines set up that are taking all the water off the planet. They're basically killing the planet even further, and Jack and Victoria think that they're actually taking resources from the Earth to like go somewhere else. Okay. But I really like the twist when he leaves his certain area and he starts to like question things. He leaves a certain area and he goes into another area and he sees somebody else fixing a drone, and it's him. And the guy that's fixing the drone sees himself, and it's like they have a fight. And it was kind of a funny fight because they have all the same moves and everything. He's fighting himself. So I enjoyed that. I was really surprised when Jaime Lannister showed up. I did not expect him. So that was a little bit of a surprise. Didn't know that he was in this movie at all. It was okay. It was entertaining. I love post-apocalypse movies. The twists and turns in it, the visual effects, everything looked really good. The story, I liked the story overall.
Of how they were being tricked because they were technically being worked. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And the cloning.
Yeah, and at the end, they basically get a makeshift bomb together, and he's able to go into the alien ship, which he always thought was his not headquarters or whatever. So he goes in and he sees all the pods of himself and his partner Victoria all through the alien ship. I thought that was pretty cool looking as well. But the alien ship almost kind of reminded me of Independence Day.
Yes.
It was just all this vast
Why do you think they used him and her?
Because they were the only humans that they had contact with, and they had captured those humans at the beginning of the movie.
There you go. I didn't hear that in your explanation.
No.
I was leading you to the well to drink. So.
Thank you. I appreciate it. No, overall the story I liked, the twists and turns, the visual of it I liked. Not a fan of Tom Cruise, but still I give it like a 7. It was entertaining. Like I said, give me any post-apocalypse movies, I'm usually already hooked. Okay. So
good.
I enjoyed it.
I got a 1-2 choice for your next one, but we won't do that until I do my review. And I'll let you choose which one as well. So it's your fault on both of them. Mine was The Network, and it's a movie that has a classic line. If anybody's studied film, or not even studied film, just seen the greatest iconic moments of film history, this will be one that is actually in there. I recognized it as soon as I saw the trailer. I was like, I know what this is, and I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore. I have wanted to watch this for a while, even though I didn't know the name of it, because that is a movie I wanted to be able to see. Our mom specifically referred this movie as something that she wanted me to see, and I'd say that she referred this 6 months ago or so. But she's...
Yeah, it came out, a decade before you were born?
Yes, I would assume the 70s, I want to say, possibly?
Yeah, it was like 75, 76 or something.
Almost a decade. Almost a
decade.
Yeah, I'm an old man. I really enjoyed it. There were a lot of things in it that I was like, wow, they were more, I'd say, risque than I thought they would be in filmmaking on that time frame.
I told you that. You were like, I don't think they're gonna it's from the 70s. You don't feel like some of the things that happen in the movie that they were even.
You figured it'd be more kind of in this box where it's like this is your safe space and this is how the movies generally go. No, I mean the main lady in it, the woman that actually grabs a hold, and I'll kind of explain the movie, but apparently she's like, apparently, I'm horrible at everything in my life except my work, including sex. I last 20 seconds. And I'm like, what? She just say that? And like an hour later, you see her just mount a dude that's like 40 years older than her, instantly finish, and lay down. And I'm like, all right. I mean, they kind of set that up earlier. I didn't think they would deliver on it. Jesus. Basically, the movie is about a older, kind of getting to the tail end of his life, but he is a news reporter, and he's on a number like 15 network, and his numbers have been sliding. He's been there for his entire life, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna fire you. We need to do something." And he gets on the air, and literally the scene is great because nobody pays attention, nobody gives a shit, and the people, the producers, everybody behind the scenes is just like talking about what they're gonna do this weekend. Oh, you're gonna be drinking, blah, blah, blah. And then while it's going on and they should be monitoring, he's like, and because of ratings, I will be killing myself in 2 weeks, and see you then. And then he signs off. And the news.
Didn't he say he was gonna kill himself on air or something?
Yeah, and the one lady that was paying attention, more than likely an intern in the room, was just like, "What the fuck was that?" And they're like
what?
They're like, "What are you talking about?" He just said he was gonna kill himself. No, he didn't. That must be. No, he didn't say anything like that. So I liked how you could tell uninterested everybody was. But then it got a buzz. It got him a little bit of traction, notoriety. Any publicity is good publicity. And the woman I was describing, which I fucking hated her character.
You're supposed to hate her character.
Yeah, but you hated the character, and it's the one female lead, so you can't really.
Well, it's the 70s. So.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways, the guy's basically a hit, but they try to take him off the air. But if they take him off the air, they know somebody else is going to try to bring him in to be able to raise their numbers, so they kind of go with this. But the girl, the woman,
she's the one that, from my she was like, we're pushing this, we're pushing. Oh, I don't care that he's crazy. I don't care that he's threatened to kill himself. Like, we have to have him on there. Like, to me, it was almost like a sense of moving towards reality TV. It's a train wreck, and
that's
you
exactly
have to
what
watch
it was.
it.
And the woman
And
was
it
just
was like, that was the beginning
let's
stages.
do all we can with this. And
Yes.
obviously the old tight knit group, old men that run the company. Oh, we shouldn't do this, blah blah blah. But she's like, I want to talk about terrorism. I want to talk. Here's some real footage of somebody robbing a bank from a group of people that don't believe in how America works, and they're murdering. And we could stretch that 5-minute video into a 30-minute segment. We could start off sweeps that way and shit like that. So it was all about fear and drama and issues,
media manipulation.
Yeah, it's a great movie, especially if you don't like the media nowadays. Myself, I don't watch anything, but I thought her character was the beginning part of it. It's showing how people only care about the ratings regardless. Anyways, so it gets to the point where the older guy that used to run the network actually gets in a romantic relationship, cheating on his wife with the crazy bitch that just cares about numbers. And he ends up telling his wife, like, hey, I guess I love her. She's fucking crazy. They spend like 6 months together. And she only, the entire time, they show like snippets of them walking on the beach and them making love and them having dinner. The entire time, he's not saying a fucking word, and she's just like, and then with these ratings, we could actually do this, and so-and-so thinks he can do that with that producer. Ha, I fired him for a reason. And this kind of stuff, and it's literally her life is her work.
Yep.
So
she has nothing else.
The original guy that was going to... Go ahead.
I think characters, like women characters back then, were very one-dimensional.
I think she had a more of a drive than anyone else, and that's why she got put in the position that she was in, because she cared only about her work regardless of anything else. So it showed it was a benefit, but also a negative in her life.
Yeah.
So the old man eventually, he gets his own TV show, and his TV show is exactly what you would suspect now. It's like, don't believe in the media, and they're trying to pull wool over your eyes. I want 1,000 telegrams from every person in the United States on the doorstep of the White House, and all this kind of stuff. So it was basically what you see in the media today, the fear-mongering, the hate, etc.
His new show that he gets that's focused around hyping up everything and talking about all of his fears and conspiracies and stuff. That's what it was. He
eventually gets to the point where they just let him do what the fuck he wants. He was just dog off his leash. You're fucking crazy, but talk. But he ends up bringing up a news story about the Middle East buying controlling favor over his network and the networks that are under that same umbrella. And when he brings that up, he talks about, that was the thing about the telegrams to the White House, to put a stop on it. The head honchos are like, you can't fucking do that. That hurt us. You just lost us like $2 billion in the 70s, So obviously that's even more than nowadays. But the thing was, talk shit as long as it doesn't affect us. And when it affected, they said, all right, well, we got to do something. We got to get him off the air. Nobody can contain him. And he was just like, and they were like, well, we can't take him off the air because we're the #1 show on the #1 network. Somebody else will pick him up, or it'll look bad, like we obviously are pulling favor. How about that conspiracy group that robbed that bank? How about we get them to just murder him on live TV? And at first you're like, what the fuck?
And everybody in the room is so calm. They're like, it's like, why don't we kill him?
At first they were like, what the fuck on the situation? And then they honestly have a conversation. They said, you're not having this secretly recorded. And his reply to secretly recording the conversation, one of the network guys is like, so who should we get to do it? And then it cuts, and they bring in those people. They end up standing up, and as soon as he's about ready to start a show, they shoot him and kill him on live TV, and that's how it ends. And so you're like, oh man, that's exactly literally, he dies. And you see these different networks showing the news reports and showing other things going on about the stock market. Oh, his death is reported today, and they move on past it. And it was just a blink of the eye in a life. I honestly, being a 70s movie, it's one I've always wanted to watch. I'm happy that I did watch it. There was a lot of weird shit I didn't suspect in there.
Oh, yeah. I told you.
Yeah, but I would recommend it. The Network. I would definitely recommend if you get a chance during this quarantine.
By the way, it's just Network. Mom got on to me for saying The Network.
Oh, my bad. Network. My bad. I apologize, Mom, before you blow up our comments. Network. So I would highly recommend it.
Awesome. What was your rating for it?
On a scale of 10, I would give it a 6.5. Okay. That's highly rated for me. Yes.
It is highly rated for you.
I didn't mind it whatsoever.
Yep. So Oblivion and Network.
Yeah, you almost said it.
Yeah, I almost did say it. Both recommended with a 6.5 and a 7. Let us know if you guys have seen them, what your thoughts are on them, and we will be back with new homework coming